Hi, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about simple extensions. Okay. Now let E be an extension field of a field F and let alpha belongs to E and phi alpha be the evaluation homomorphism of f of x to E. Then phi alpha of A equal to A for A belongs to F and phi alpha of x equal to alpha and phi alpha of a naught plus a1x plus etc plus a n x raised to n equal to a naught plus a1 alpha plus etc plus a n alpha raised to n. This is the definition of a evaluation homomorphism. Okay. So we are considering the case 1. Suppose alpha is algebraic over F. Okay. Then by theorem 29.17, kernel of phi alpha is irreducible of alpha over F. Already we have discussed what is kernel of phi alpha of F is set of all f of x such that f of alpha equal to 0. And f of alpha equal to 0 means we can write every f of x with the alpha as a root as a multiple of p of x, and that p of x is called irreducible of alpha over f, and therefore kernel of phi alpha is irreducible of alpha over f. Since irreducible of alpha over f is an irreducible polynomial, ideal generated by irreducible alpha over f is a maximal ideal of f of x. Okay, so this ideal is a maximal ideal, therefore f of x over ideal generated by irreducible alpha over f is a field. Okay, now by fundamental homomorphism theorem, f of x over irreducible alpha over f is isomorphic to phi alpha of f of x, because using the fundamental homomorphism theorem, f of x by kernel is isomorphic to phi alpha of f of x. This implies this is a field, therefore phi alpha of f of x is also a field. That is, but we know that phi alpha of f of x is a subfield of E. This is a field means phi alpha of f of x is a subfield of E. Actually, this is a subdomain of E, and as this is a field, phi alpha of f of x is a field, this is a subfield of E. And it is the smallest subfield of E containing f and alpha. Okay, and we denote this by f of alpha. Now actually what is f of alpha? F of alpha is phi alpha of f of x. If alpha is irreducible, if alpha is algebraic over f of alpha is the actually phi alpha of f of x. Okay, and that is thus we get if alpha is algebraic over f, then phi alpha of f of x equal to f of alpha, and f of alpha is a field, and it is the smallest field containing f and alpha. Once again, if alpha is algebraic over f, then f of alpha is the smallest field containing f and alpha. You have to remember this point. If alpha is algebraic over f, then f of alpha is the smallest field containing f and alpha. Now what is f of alpha if alpha is algebraic over f? F of alpha is phi alpha of f of x. Okay. Now consider the case alpha is transcendental over f. By theorem 29.16, in that case phi alpha is a one-to-one map. We have already proved phi alpha is a one-to-one map to f of x to a subdomain of E. Therefore phi of alpha of f of x is not a field, but it is an integral domain. This is a subfield of E, subdomain of E. Okay. Therefore phi alpha f of x is an integral domain. Now if this is an integral domain, we denote this integral domain as f of square bracket alpha. Therefore this is an integral domain, and this is actually contained in the field E. Therefore E contains, this is a, once again, f of square bracket alpha is an integral domain contained in a field E. But we know that every integral domain you can extend that is a field of quotients of integral domain. Therefore if E contains field of quotients of f of alpha, and that field of quotient, that field is called that field is actually a subfield of E containing f and alpha. Here also this contains f of square bracket alpha containing f and alpha, and we are considering f of alpha, f of square bracket alpha is an integral domain, and now we are considering field containing this integral domain, that is field of quotients of this integral domain. Okay, and clearly that is a field containing f and alpha, and it is the smallest subfield of E containing f and alpha. So if alpha is, and we are denoting that field as f of alpha. So if alpha is transcendental over f, then f of alpha is actually field of quotients of f of square bracket alpha. F of square bracket alpha is phi alpha of f of x. But if alpha is algebraic over f, then f of alpha is clearly phi alpha of f of x. Okay. So if alpha is algebraic over f or transcendental over f of alpha is the smallest field containing f and alpha. Clear? Now if E is an extension field of a field f, then E is called a simple extension of f if f is equal to f of alpha, so some alpha belongs to E. If there exists some alpha belongs to E which satisfies the condition E equal to f of alpha, then we call E as a simple extension. We will discuss examples for this later. Now there is one theorem. Let E be a, this is also important, let E be a simple extension f of alpha of a field f, and let alpha be algebraic over f. Alpha is algebraic over f means f of alpha is the smallest field containing f and alpha. Also f of alpha is phi alpha of f of x. Now let degree of irreducible of alpha over f equal to be n. Then this theorem says that every element beta of f of alpha can be written as of this form. This is of degree n. Then this you can write as b naught plus etc. plus bn minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1, where bi belongs to f. Okay. So we are moving to the proof. Given E equal to f of alpha and alpha is algebraic over f, therefore f of alpha is phi alpha of f of x, where phi alpha is the usual evaluation homomorphism. As f of alpha equal to phi alpha of f of x, every element of f of alpha is of the form phi alpha of some f of x, for some f of x belongs to f of x. Once again, f of alpha is phi alpha of f of x. That means every element of this f of alpha is actually of the form phi alpha of some polynomial f of x. Okay, that is every element of f of alpha is of the form phi alpha of f of x is same as phi alpha of f of x is same as f of alpha. So every element of f of alpha is of the form f of alpha, a formal polynomial in alpha with coefficient in f. Therefore, every element in f of alpha is of the form c0 plus c1 alpha plus c2 alpha square plus etc. plus cm alpha raised to m of this form. Okay, but we have to prove that every element is of this form, alpha raised to n minus 1. So every element is of this form. So irreducible of alpha over f. Let irreducible of alpha over f of alpha. Okay. Let irreducible of alpha over f is equal to p of x, and that is a monic polynomial as its degree is n. This is of this form x raised to n plus a n minus 1, x raised to n minus 1 plus etc. plus a1x plus n. Okay, clear? We have given irreducible of alpha, degree of irreducible of alpha over f is n. Okay, so this is of the form this form. This is a monic polynomial of this one. Okay. Now, what about p of alpha? P of alpha is 0. Therefore, alpha raised to n plus etc. plus a1 alpha plus a0 is equal to 0. Which implies alpha raised to n you can write as minus a raised to n minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1 plus etc. minus a1 alpha minus a0. Now, what about alpha raised to n plus 1? Alpha raised to n plus 1 you can write as alpha into alpha raised to n. But alpha raised to n is this one. Therefore, alpha into alpha raised to n is this one. And here again a minus a n minus 1 alpha raised to n minus a n minus 2 alpha raised to n minus etc. a naught alpha. And this is actually here again alpha raised to n. You substitute for alpha raised to n. All other terms are of the form alpha raised to n minus 1 etc. Powers of alpha containing degree less than or equal to n minus 1. And here we again multiply. Then we get this of alpha raised to n minus 1, alpha raised to n minus 2 etc. Here also alpha raised to n minus 1. Combining these two, we get alpha raised to n plus 1 equal to this into alpha raised to n minus 1, etc. So alpha raised to n plus 1 you can write as kn minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1 plus kn minus 2 alpha raised to n minus 2 plus etc. plus k1 alpha plus k1. So this if this equation we have this we have already discussed every element of f of alpha is of this form. That means Cm alpha raised to m. If some m is greater than or equal to n, in that case alpha raised to m you can replace by this. Okay, so alpha raised to n plus 1 is also you can write in terms of n minus 1, alpha raised to n minus 1. Alpha raised to n you have expressed in terms of alpha raised to n minus 1, etc. alpha, okay, into 1, comma 1. Similarly, alpha raised to n plus 1. In the next stage, you will say alpha raised to n plus 2 also you can express in terms of alpha raised to n minus 1, etc. alpha, comma 1. So, equation 2.1 can be used to express every monomial alpha raised to m greater than or equal to n in terms of alpha that are less than n. Therefore, every beta belongs to f of alpha, then beta can be expressed in the form beta equal to b naught plus b1 alpha plus b2 alpha square plus etc. plus bn minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1. Now, to prove the uniqueness, we are assuming there exist two representation. One is this one and other is this one. b naught dash plus b1 dash plus etc. plus bn minus 1 dash. As these are equal and you can write like this, alphas, you take alpha common here, alpha square common here, etc. alpha raised to n minus 1. Okay. And if you consider g of x as polynomial b naught minus b naught dash plus b1 minus b1 dash x plus etc. plus bn minus 1 minus bn minus 1 dash x raised to n minus 1, then g of x belongs to f of x and g of alpha. What about g of alpha? G of alpha, here you get g of alpha is equal to 0. If you consider this polynomial, what is g of alpha? G of alpha is left hand side of this term and but which is equal to 0. So if you consider g of x clearly belongs to f of x and g of alpha equal to 0. But degree of g of x is n minus 1. Okay. So, but we know that a polynomial with alpha is 0 has a degree, minimum degree n, because irreducible of alpha over f is a polynomial of minimal degree having alpha as 0. So, g of alpha equal to 0 and degree of g of x is less than degree of irreducible of alpha over f implies g of x must be equal to 0. Once again, we get g of x belongs to f of x, g of alpha equal to 0 and degree of g of x is strictly less than degree of irreducible of alpha over f. But irreducible of alpha over f is the smallest polynomial with minimal degree in f of x having alpha as 0 and the degree of irreducible of alpha over f is n. And this implies g of x must be equal to 0. That means that every coefficient must be equal to 0. That means bi minus bi dash equal to 0. That means for every I, bi equal to bi dash. This implies the uniqueness established. Okay. Now moving to next result. Let f of x belongs to f of x and f of x be of degree 2 or 3. Okay. F of x belongs to f of x and let f of x be of degree 2 or 3. Then f of x is reducible over f if and only if it has a 0 in f. This result you have already discussed in your first sum. If f of x is of degree 2 or 3, then f of x is reducible over f if and only if it has a 0 in f. Now moving, describe the group Z2 of alpha. This is one of the important problem. Last time it is asked for exam. Okay. Consider the polynomial p of x equal to x square plus x plus 1 in Z2x. Here we have to describe the group Z2 of alpha. We have to, okay. So you have to, what we have to find? What you have to find? You have to find smallest field. That actually, what is set 2 of alpha? Set 2 of alpha is the smallest field containing set 2 and alpha. Okay. So here we are considering the polynomial x square plus x plus 1 in set 2 of x. Okay. If p of x is irreducible over z2, then by result 29.25, p of x must have 0 in z2. Okay. By this. If x equal to 0, then p of 0 is 1, x equal to 1, 1, x. Okay. So set 2, the only elements of set 2 is 0 and 1. In both case, no 0. Okay. Therefore, p of x is irreducible over set 2. The set 2 is a field and p of x is a non-constant polynomial in set 2x. You can take any p of x. Okay. This is only one example. You can take any irreducible polynomial in set 2x. Okay. As this is the simplest example, they are considering this example here. Set 2 is a field and p of x is a non-constant polynomial in set 2x. Hence, by Kroneker's theorem, there is an extension field E of set 2 containing 0 and an element and 0 alpha for p of x. Okay. And note that set 2 of alpha is the smallest subfield of E containing set 2 and alpha. But here, okay, alpha is a root of this implies, alpha is a root of this polynomial implies alpha is algebraic over, okay, alpha is algebraic over set 2. Therefore, by theorem 29.24, set 2 of alpha, elements of set 2 of alpha, what about degree of this polynomial is 2. Therefore, set 2 of alpha is of the form b0 plus b1 alpha, because every element is this of the form etc. up to n minus 1. Here 2 means 2 minus 1 is 1. Therefore, every element of this is of the form b0 plus b1 alpha. Okay. So, element where b0 and b1 ranges over set 2. The only possibilities are 0 and 1. So, first you take b0 and b1 as 0. Second, b1 not as 1 and b1 as 0. Third, b0 as 0 and b1 as 1. And fourth, b0 and b1 as 1. So, all the possibilities over. Okay. So, set 2 of alpha must contain elements of the form 0, 1, alpha, 1 plus alpha. Now, p of alpha equal to 0 implies alpha square plus alpha plus 1 equal to 0. And now, alpha plus alpha equal to 0 in set 2 of alpha. Alpha plus alpha means 2 alpha. Okay. Therefore, minus alpha is alpha itself. Similarly, 1 plus 1 is 0 in set 2 of alpha. Therefore, minus 1 is 1 itself. Now, what about alpha square? Alpha square is minus alpha minus 1. Minus alpha is alpha. Alpha minus 1 is 1 itself. Therefore, alpha square is alpha plus 1. So, set 2 of alpha is the field. Now, what is set 2 of alpha? This is a field with respect to the operation, addition and multiplication. What happens? 0, 1, alpha, 1 plus alpha. Okay, addition, under addition, we get this element clearly. The elements are same as elements in set 2 of alpha, and operation is satisfies all the conditions of the field. Okay. Here also, if you consider multiplication, 0, okay, alpha square is alpha plus 1. Okay, operation is closed, multiplication is associative, every condition holds. Okay. Also, inverse exists for every non-zero element. If you consider this, here 1 is the inverse of alpha is 1 plus alpha, inverse of, okay, therefore inverse exists for every element. Therefore, set 2 of alpha is the field. Okay, so about table we get set 2 of alpha under addition and abelian group, and non-zero elements of set 2 of alpha form an abelian group under multiplication. Therefore, set 2 of alpha is a field. Okay. Now you have to prove one problem. Prove that R of alpha is isomorphic to C. In general, you can say R of I is isomorphic to C. Or prove that C is a simple extension of R of I. C is a simple extension of R. Okay, you have to rewrite this as R. C is a simple extension of R. Okay, now by problem 29.5, R of x over x square plus 1 is an extension field of R, and if you take alpha as x plus x square plus 1, then R of alpha is actually phi alpha of, okay, and that is r of x over x square plus 1. Now r of alpha contains elements of the form b naught plus b1 alpha, b naught b1 belongs to r. That is r of alpha is of the form a plus b alpha, a comma b belongs to alpha. Since alpha square plus 1 equal to 0, we see that alpha plays the role of I belongs to C. Therefore, a plus b alpha plays the role of a plus bi belongs to C. Therefore, here r of alpha is isomorphic to C. That implies C equal to r. Therefore, C is a simple extension of R. This will ask for 188 question. Okay, prove that C is a simple extension of R. Okay, so in that case, you have to consider this example, x square plus 1. Okay. Now moving to next section. Actually, this section is not in your syllabus, but some of results in this section we need in our next section. Vector spaces already we know. Okay. So let S equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. Alpha R be a finite set of linearly independent vectors in a finite dimensional vector space over the field F. Then S can be enlarged into a basis. If this is linearly independent, we have already discussed. Okay, any linearly independent set you can extend as a basis. So this you can enlarge it to a basis for V over F. And any basis, if b equal to b1, b2, etc., bn is any basis of v over f, then r must be less than or equal to n. Okay. Now next is, if v is finite dimensional vector space over f field f, the number of elements of the basis is the dimension of v over f. Definition of dimension, and this is also important. Let E be an extension field of f. Alpha belongs to E be algebraic over f. Then degree of alpha over f is equal to n. Then f of alpha is n-dimensional vector space over f with basis 1, alpha, alpha square, etc., alpha raised to n minus 1. Okay, f of alpha is an n-dimensional vector space with basis. We have already proved every element in f of alpha is of the form b naught plus b1 alpha plus etc. plus bn minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1. That they are rewritten as f of alpha is an n-dimensional vector space and with the basis this one. Furthermore, every element beta belongs to f of alpha is algebraic over f, and degree of beta over f is less than or equal to degree of alpha over f. That is, every element beta belongs to f of alpha. Degree of beta over f is less than or equal to degree of alpha over f. This is one of the important results. Okay. If E is an I am repeating, if E is an extension field of f, alpha is algebraic over f, degree of alpha over n f is equal to n, then f of alpha is n-dimensional vector space with the basis this one. And if there is any element beta belongs to f of alpha, then degree of beta over f must be less than or equal to degree of alpha over f. Now some result in polynomial, ring of polynomials. F of x belongs to z of x. F of x factorized into two polynomial of lower degree r and s in q of x, if and only if it has such a factorization with a polynomial of same degree r and s in z of x. Okay. Now next, f of x equal to x raised to n plus a n minus 1, x raised to n minus 1 plus etc. plus a naught is in z of x with a naught not equal to 0. And if f of x has a 0 in q, then it has a 0 m in z and m must divide a naught. Okay, the polynomial phi p of x equal to x raised to p minus 1 by x minus 1, which is equal to this one, is irreducible over q for any prime p. Okay, that's all for today's